Hey, this is Travis, and I've got a little app. It floats on top of the screen, and I couldn't find any tools to help me make mulligan decisions. It's the one thing I could probably get a lot better at. And so, what you do is you run this app, uh, and when you see your buttons, mulligan or keep, you just double click the kitty. Now be thinking about your own decision too. Yeah, this is a good deck. This is a keeper, and it agrees. So it knows you go first. So it's saying you're on the play, and because that really matters in your mulligan decisions, and it's going to be a 38% advantage just in terms of how much mana you could goldfish out over 6 turns. And so I'm looking for some feedback on this. I think the concept is a reasonable helper app. It's by no means definitive, but let me just show you how it deals with the London mulligan. I mean, I would keep this, but let's just for demonstration's sake, let's mulligan here. And so now we're gonna have to get rid of a card. And so let's let it catch up. Obviously, looking at this, I'm keeping my lands, and I'm gonna get rid of some spell. I'm not sure which one. It'd be mainly to your game plan, but just let me just show you. Double clicking the kitty, it's gonna go through all the scenarios of dropping one of these cards out and try to find you the best score. So, like I said, and it takes it a little longer because it's got more games to run. And the way it scores it is basically flame sweep. Interesting. I have to think about that. The way it scores it, it basically knows that that's worth two, worth three, 2 and 3, and it just like you would at kitchen table magic, it it draws cards, it plays it to the rules of the game. So like when Temple of Epiphany enters the battlefield, it knows that it enters tap, and that's one of your turns. It's tapped down, it's scrying, it's looking for colors too, just like you would. If it's flooded, it won't look for a land. It'll put those lands on bottom, and it'll try to get a spell. If it's needing more land, it's going to go looking for that land. So I find it reasonably accurate for it to play thousands of games, a statistically significant number of games, and just sort of add up a score. So take that with a grain of salt with your game plan and just see what it is. New players probably going to really like this. Experienced players, you'll probably have a few moments where you go consult uh, and click on the kitty, and it's just a nice second opinion. Let me just show you with another deck. It's not deck specific, and so I really need y'all's feedback on this. But for instance, you can play a control deck as well. And once again, it'll goldfish out 6 turns, because the first 6 turns of a control deck are pretty important too. So you could build any deck in Arena, click this kitty, and it's going to do just fine talking to you. And by the way, you can right click it and it goes away, or you can bring it back. Okay, so let's see. So I'm sure it's going to say keep. I mean, Arena does such a great job at smoothing out your hand. Almost every hand's a keeper, but sometimes it will say mull, and I do agree with it when it does say to mull. So 28% advantage to keep, but let's go ahead and mull on purpose for demonstration. So obviously, I believe it's going to say, well, if it says to keep, it's going to say keep. Wow. So when it says question mark and it's just 2%, that just means it's so close that it's, oh wait, hold on. Sorry, you gotta wait for the buttons. But yeah, if it is close, it will give you question marks. If it's just right. Let's try again. So if you ever touch the kitty and it's kind of got a black background, it's still thinking, right? So let's see. Would I keep this? I mean, I really want my black, but I would probably go with it because you can play that. Yeah, I mean, you got some plays, and it knows you're going to draw a card, Dovins. So get rid of Tyrant Scorn. Makes sense. You'd want to get rid of, maybe one of these that you don't have black, because we have no scry lands. So that's just throwing some examples out there. It's like I say, it's based on goldfishing games and just keeping a simple score and playing enough of those games and just giving you some feedback of if you took a really realistic look and you're not attached to any of these cards and you're just writing down how much mana you played in a game, how would you do? And so it's a point of view that a lot of us don't have without some practice. If you're a pro, I'm sure you go 2 or 3 game levels deeper than any of this, but for an average player like myself, love some feedback with maybe some better players and tell me if they agree with the mulligan decisions, and just email me at info@mtgxray. That's info@mtgxray.com. Name's Travis Somerville. I would like to get this in some people's hands and just see if it's working out for you like it's working out for me. I use this when I play Arena. It just helps me level up in certain situations that I wouldn't otherwise. Thanks for watching. Let me know.